I am Isabel Morales, and I will be joined by my partner Maya Pollard to explain how politicians lie. Many people have heard about the corruption in the government, and every time the topic comes up, we label them as selfish thieves. We prematurely judge them, but for good reason. What makes them thieves, you ask? Well, it's the lies they tell and the false promises that they portray that make us Belizeans view them in a negative light. Many of these lies have overwhelming and unfixable consequences, but they don't just outright lie to the public. They use different forms of lies to win us over and disappoint us in the end when the truth is revealed. These convoluting and shameful acts to hide the lies never work because they always get exposed in the end and the truth will always come out. In the current state that Belize is in, we need politicians that will use their energy to upbring and recover Belize, rather than using cheap tricks like deflection and omission to save their own skin. Deflecting. This is the type of lie where you take the spotlight and you divert it onto something else to cover up the actual lie. In 2006, according to 7 News, there was a politician who lied about his knowledge about some company plan that had failed. Now things are getting heated in the public and they want a statement, and he chose silence. However, when he did decide to speak up about this problem, he put the blame on someone who had higher power than him, making it seem that he was a misled supporter and he was a victim. Now, this someone was the Prime Minister, and this had the Belizean people worrying because now, instead of focusing on the actual lie, which is his knowledge on this company's failure and plan, everyone is focused on the alleged assumption that now the Prime Minister is a schemer. He got to walk away because people forgot all about the original problem and the original matter. It's like he was able to be a deceiver so easily. Years of experience. Sadly, that is what most people would say, and that is sadly the case for a lot of people and that is sadly the case for a lot of politicians. And that is sadly the case for a lot of politicians in Belize.
Next, if you were to go out of town and leave your friend watching your plants, I would assume you'd be fairly disappointed when you came home and realized that your plants, although your friend was telling you that they were alive and well, they were actually on the verge of death. Imagine this disappointment and multiply it by the thousands of people in Belize. This is the feeling that we have when our politicians purposely omit things, important things that they don't want us to know. These politicians come and tell us of the small accomplishments to make us feel like our country is finally developing, while withholding how much debt we're in, how much more it has increased, all the illegal activity that's been messing up the economy, and how much their involvement in this adds to it. When they give these big grand speeches about independence and progression and our development, they're omitting all the things that prove that we're actually taking a step back from development. Omission is probably one of politicians' favorite type of lying. This is because they can't outright be called on it. You can't call them out for something they didn't say. This might also be one of the most harmful ways, because a lot of the time they can keep these lies up and they can decide not to tell us things for years, and by the time the truth actually comes out, it's already too late. The country is already in dishevelment and it's already past the point of recovery. In conclusion, politicians are deceitful in many ways other than actually telling a lie, and the people of this country need to realize that so we can hold them accountable. Outright saying something that isn't true isn't the only way for them to pull something out over our heads. If they continue to tell these lies and omit these things and just decide to choose their own well-being over that of the thousands of lives here in Belize, then our country will fall apart from the inside out. We need to appoint officials who are less deceitful and who are more sincere in their promise for the development of this country. If we don't, then this country will continue to backtrack until we are back to where we started and no way can come back.